Coach, I know very well there's a whole lot of other experiences that you've had in your field in as far as mental health, finances, life coaching as well. We've lost a whole lot of women to a whole lot of financial burden because, of course, they took loans for other guys. What would you say in that department?
All right. Am I responding to the story or? I wanted to share my story with money, my relationship with money.
Please do.
So I grew up at Eswatini, which is like past Zombodze. It's a rural community. My father was a welder. He worked at Sacro, Manzini, and my mother was a banker. So when they got married, my dad already had 4 children, and then they had us. And growing up, I'm seeing my mother year after year taking loans to pay for my other siblings, the older siblings' school fees, because she's got access. They are in a really great relationship with my father. They are born-again Christian. My dad was like the sweetest man I've ever experienced. He would be the one literally waking up every morning, 3 a.m., preparing everything for us, water, cooking thin porridge, etc., getting us ready for school. So they had a relationship that was really beautiful in my eyes, and we did struggle. We schooled in Manzini, at Manzini Nazarene, and well, Nomsa knows me from high school, but she would have not seen anything then. So imagine from Gutseni to Manzini every day, a welder and a banker who are like struggling financially, and almost every day, epasini siyabuga thina. You know, there's no money. Siyabuga, and every time, Umholeli is shouting at us. And I did not have an idea at all this had an impact on me at any level mentally. All I saw was my parents were doing their best, and they were. They were. Fast forward, 2020, COVID hits. We telework. I come across a coach who introduced me to just having a vision for your life. A lot of tools she shared with me, including using affirmations, using gratitude, etc. And I had not really realized that there were issues with confidence, with feelings of inadequacy, you know, with wanting to be validated externally, etc. And as I started doing that, I also did hypnotherapy through my therapist, and this was online. I went into hypnosis, and as she was talking, she said, at some point she said that you should be seeing yourself now as a child, and whatever you are observing around you, those are some of the things that have caused you to have limitations around money. And the one thing that I was seeing at the time was myself in a bus going to school. The bus was packed, and as we were continuing, I could feel and hear every sound, you know. And I was shaking. Hanging on this pillar, bus. I was shaking, and tears started rolling. And as he approached, he said words to me. He said, "I am so tired of you and your family. Even yesterday and the other day and the other day, you did not pay." And I remembered exactly. In fact, I felt those emotions, exactly how I felt. I felt embarrassed. I felt inadequate because everybody's looking at us now in the bus. I felt as though others have it better. And that was in me all along because I was a bit of a quiet kid, and when I changed jobs in 2019, I also observed that I was actually struggling with confidence until I started using affirmations. And I actually started looking over my life, work life, handling money. You know that if if you have experienced what I've sort of experienced, growing with parents that are struggling financially, nobody tells you when you start your job how to spend your money. You have been socialized and conditioned mentally to just spend money until the last cent, and just depend on your salary. It just also feels like a drip. You're just waiting for month end to just get that DOS to move on to the next day and the next day and the next day. So for me, I sort of like experienced that, and I had to go back and deal with my money relationship as the money coach is here, really identifying that some of these experiences that we also use as positive experiences, we appreciated our parents, but they also did something to us that we need to do, which your psychologist will talk to you about healing and. But yeah, that's my experience with money. I just wanted to share because it ties in nicely with the fact that you then want to be validated. You even use your resources to get things that you did not get when you were younger. You would rather do for others because you've also seen your parents giving everybody but taking care of the family.